Okay, let's crack on with this one, shall we? We have a new collaborative EP between Marshmello and SVDDEN. We have 5 tunes here. It is just under 15 minutes in length, so some pretty trimly cut tunes here. We've had a couple that have come out already, Ceremony and Triumphant. I think I've heard both of them, maybe just Ceremony, but we're going to hear them again anyway with this stream, with this EP that we've got right here. And yeah, just interested as to how their styles are going to blend and mix and how much Marshmello we might hear on this EP in particular, just how much influence from each we're going to get. But yeah, let's kick off with the opener, Ceremony. Let's go. Very holy, very choir, very angelic. Not gonna lie, this intro, pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, oh. Yeah, these little heavenly cries are, they're getting me, they're getting me. Oh, bit of jumpiness. Oi, not bad. Not a bad opener. I really like the introduction, how drawn out it was, how angelic and choir-like and just exalted I think it felt. Just a really nice holy feel about it. Really like how that was dropped into the builds as well, just before the drops come in. That's quite clever. I like that. Just keeping that running through the tune was a good touch. The heaviness was okay. It was fine. You know, not that much to remark on there, quite straightforward. I enjoyed how it got a bit jumpier with the second drop as that went on, but I think the build up to that second drop could have been a little bit bigger, just to draw the tune out a little bit more, give it a bit more character. But yeah, not a bad opening, not a bad opening. Next up at track number 2 we have Triumphant. I think this is the one that I've heard. This feels a bit Marshmello as well, this lead line that we're getting here. Oi! Yeah, pretty fun that drop. Got a nice bounciness to it. I think following on from the lead line, the melody that we got in the introduction, which I think was another clear bit of Marshmello input, I'd have to say. Bit more drawn out this one, not quite with the fun of the first drop. Yeah, that did suck the life out of the tune a little bit, that drop. Just dragged a bit, just felt a little bit lethargic, not quite enough going on there, not quite active enough. When you're pitting it against that first drop, it's just going to look even more kind of deflated, I think, because the first one, loads of fun. I think the structure of it is a lot better. I think that one, with the first tune, it felt a little bit over before it truly got going, and there are a couple of sections that were cut a bit short, but that one feels like it runs really smoothly. It's got a nice progression to it. The intro, really good with the melody, that bit of Marshmello input, I think, nice synth there. Then the follow-up drop that we get, the first drop, is just a good kind of refashioning in a way of that introduction in heavy format. The second drop does take the wind out of it a little bit and just drag it on just a little bit, but that first drop is good, enjoying the bounce of that a decent amount. Track number 3, Fireball. I thought I'd gone deaf in my left ear there for a second. I'm a fan of the idea. I'm a fan of the mix and the blend of influences, but that snare I cannot get behind, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm liking the blend of influences here. It's really cool. The introduction and how it's being... Oh! Ooh. Who would have thought that Marshmello would be making music like this? I mean, who would have thought that a Marshmello could make music in the first place? Who really thought that? I didn't. Ooh. Hey. It's that slow down technique. It's that slow down, tear out, leaning, big room dubstep kind of technique. It's all the rage. Yeah, I think for me that's easily the most adventurous and ambitious of the tracks that we've heard on this EP so far. The execution, maybe not quite there, maybe not 100% there. That snare has a very distinctly wooden feel, like kind of getting a massive empty hollow piece of wood and just smacking it against a wall kind of vibe. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Not the most full feeling or complete feeling sound that we've got there, but ideas wise, conceptually, I love the blend of influences that we're getting here. I love the difference between the two drops that we get, one going for the really grungy metal kind of flavour, and the second one carries that on, but it's just got that more drawn out feel and appeal, and the progression into that was seamless and very effective. So yeah, just a good mesh and blend of different genres of music going on here, and it's all fused together quite well with bits of variety between the heaviness that we get. So I'm a fan. That was my pick so far for sure. But next up, penultimate tune, Vortex Blade. Oh, is it going to be a little riddimy, wibbly, wobbly, wibbly wobbler? Oh. Okay. Yep. Hey. 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 I mean, that percussion is 100% Marshmello. You wouldn't catch Sudden Death in a million years doing that kind of trappy, clean percussion. I mean, it is a little bit simple. There's not a lot going on here. Not loads going on here, but it is still quite cheeky. It's got a little bit of a wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbler. It's a wee bit cheeky. You hear it and you're like, mate, that's a wee bit of a wee little cheeky little cheekster. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's got a wee bit of the cheekster about it. Good flow going on, different kinds of rhythmy goodness that we got with each drop. And I think, again here, to be fair, quite clear that the melding of styles is happening. I was a little bit skeptical going into this EP as to how much Marshmello we would actually hear in these tunes, but I think you can hear it. You can hear it with that kind of percussion. You can definitely hear it in the other songs we've heard so far as well. So, to be fair, they are blending, they are mixing their styles together. Not the most forward-thinking tune you're ever going to hear. Quite simple, quite to the point, but it did have some good flows on show. But finally, with this EP, the final collaboration of this collaboration EP, we have Burn It Down. Is that Jed Will on the vocals? That kind of... I feel like I recognise it. Yeah, I mean, listen to this like bubbly synth usage. That's definitely a bit of Marshmello. Some good collaborative work going on there. Just gonna say. I think the sudden death is pretty clear to hear, mate, if I'm being honest. You can hear it in that drop very much so. Oh, and a little fade out. Not often you hear that. I really like that final tune as a kind of three-way collaboration. The influences of all of them were clear. Jedwell coming through with a fantastic vocal. I mean, you look at that, for me anyway, I look at that triumvirate and I'm like, I don't know quite how that's going to work, but they made a kind of, you know, stompy, industrial heavy, but also kind of hyper poppy in a way, kind of tune in it. It worked. There wasn't really a point where I felt it was not quite functioning properly. I mean, again, the drops, they're fine. They've got a nice, again, kind of scaled up feel to them, which you feel might be a bit of Marshmello influence with those synths, those higher reaching synths. But the ideas, I mean, they're quite ordinary, you know, not a lot of spice there, not that much flavour on show with those drops. But yeah, again, good seeing those guys work together and craft a little number right there. I do think all 5 cuts here have something about them, have something distinct about them, whether it is, again, like a specific feature or a drop or a blending of styles and influences and stuff like that. So yeah, I think each track does have something about it, making for quite a good EP overall in that it's got its moments. There are certain drops that don't do that much for me and feel a little bit ineffective, but then there are other ones, you know, picking up the EP, and it is quite rare anyway that you get an EP where most of the drops, or multiple drops even, are kind of firing on all cylinders and just sounding good. So I think it is just cool that these guys came together to make a whole project of music. I think that's good. Obviously the numbers are going to be mad on this given their respective fan bases and whatnot. But yeah, I think it is one that I'm going to get into and get used to more the more I hear it as a whole project and collection of music. But there we go, yeah, Mellodeath, Sudden Death and Marshmello.